Hello, my name is Patricia Brooks, author of the book Growing Bold, which I'll be releasing December 2016. I'm so excited about it that I've decided to read you an excerpt from it. Growing Bold: How to Overcome Fear, Build Confidence, and Love the Life You Live. I entered my hotel room and flung myself across the bed in satisfied exhaustion. The late May sun slipped past the horizon, touching everything with an eerie, dusky light. I lay quietly, playing over in my mind a day spent exploring. I drifted along to the music of accordions, to the enticing smell of hot crepes, and the vivid memory of a smiling man in a beret making them. Fields of vineyards and sheep flashed past, quaint little villages built before America was a thought, as I started to drowse. As if falling, I caught myself, jolted awake and into reality, the reality that all this was really happening, that I was here in Lyon, France, and that 2 days before I'd been in Toulouse. I wasn't dreaming. Instead, I'd made one of my dreams real. I'd spent 7 days in France and had 7 days left to explore, practice my French, and move past the old boundaries of what I thought possible for myself. Lying there, breathing French air and watching French daylight shimmer across the wall, I thought, coming here all alone and traveling to 4 different cities by train is pretty daring. You would never have thought about this, much less actually done it even a year ago. What's happening? I puzzled over that, but the answer came swiftly. You are growing bold. How did I get there? And how did I get here, to this place where I'm so very comfortable in my skin, where I like who I am? How can I now take chances I would never have taken 10 years, or 5 years, or even 3 years ago, experiencing unknown, welcome, exciting, and even daring new challenges? How did I embrace a life in which playing it safe was no longer the first option, choosing instead to feel truly fulfilled? As I look at myself today and at the things I undertake, I often give them a quick second glance. Did I just speak that profound thought so clearly and unhesitatingly? Did I just get on a plane from the United States to France and ramble through a foreign country all alone? Did I just give a presentation to a room full of strangers about myself and my journey without fear and with no preparation except the experiences I've chosen for myself? Yes, yes, and yes. Now, in my 49th year, I'm able to speak up at work despite the risk of being fired with little hesitation and no fear. I can see off promising suitors when I realize they're incompatible, not dogged by the fear or the risk of being alone again or indefinitely. I can travel internationally, navigating language barriers and transportation systems while fairly at ease and thoroughly enjoying myself. These actions might not seem remarkable, but they are. For the painfully shy child I was, for the young adult desperate to fit in, they were unimaginable. Now, quite often, I stand back and smile to myself at the things I go after. The old alarm bells clanging, "What the hell are you doing?" go off in my head unnoticed. These are the signs of my freedom. These are the ways I'm fully experiencing my life. Living with less fear. Pursuing what I'm drawn to, someone stronger and bolder than I was in the past, not only in my youth, but even relatively recently. How did this happen? How did I arrive at this boldness? How did I, an insecure, introverted young adult, change into the woman who meets the world today and enjoys those meetings? Life itself made some of the changes, but my own efforts to reflect, analyze, and learn from life, efforts I want to help you too to make, were the real catalysts for my courage and calmness. The new perceptions I reached not only increased my faith, they stirred a burning desire to learn and grow. Inward reflection led to personal development. Painful and joyful lessons moved me on. The beginning of this process, the first moment of truth and difficulty came when I held to and examined my values and convictions after my boss asked me to do something that did not sit right. My assignment was to dig up dirt about a director of the company so that management could boot him off the board. Collect information that builds a case for termination, the boss said. The conversation felt slimy. The request was out of bounds. I couldn't agree to character assassination or to trafficking in gossip, and I certainly couldn't agree to be the underhanded means of reaching such a shady corporate goal. If I couldn't and didn't, my job was at stake. The good salary, the excellent benefits, the career success, and of course the life I'd made for myself because of those things. I tossed and turned all night. In the cold early light of the next day, I wrote out why this assignment wasn't part of my job description. Later that morning, the boss and I met. The moment we sat down, I went off my careful, self-protective script and said, I won't go on this witch hunt. Surprised by my forceful resistance, the boss backpedaled, saying I shouldn't construe the request as an investigation. In the end, I prepared a report on the director's projects, something which was part of my job, but I did not furnish the negative or scurrilous information requested. My refusal meant a demotion. I also lost my office, getting reassigned to a cube just outside the malodorous men's room. I knew when I made my decision that it was career suicide with that organization, but I had to live with myself. Integrity, once breached, is hard to repair. Weeks later, I left that full-time permanent position for a temporary contract job. I had no regrets. I had found my own voice. I realized that my values deserved support. I realized absolutely that the first person to support them had to be me, despite the consequences. That event was the gateway into courage. Financially, I'd lost a great deal, but morally, I'd gained so much more. That understanding surprised me, and that incident sent me on a different path. Both spurred me to examine past crossroads I'd reached and earlier choices I'd made. As I proceeded along this new path, these turning points in my life looked different too. Seeing them differently allowed me to consider many more possible choices and many more possible actions, not only in the past but in the present and the future. Seeing things differently freed me to do things differently. These crucial changes in perspective and attitude let me experience my life with more joy and lightness, with less sadness and stress. Now that I looked at my life more clearly, I saw that the pain of staying the same had become unbearable. It was obvious that I had to find out who I was, assess the deeds I'd done, the bad as well as the good, and really learn what I wanted from my life. Insanity, as the bumper sticker says, is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. I stopped that doing and that expecting. Shifting perspective was one catalyst that changed my life's chemistry and caused me to grow bold. The next was finding faith in myself. The third was harnessing desire. These three helped me move forward. They increased my confidence, cleared my mind, stimulated my compassion, and unlocked a depth of authenticity, creativity, self-discipline, and inner peace that allows me to stand for what's real and to live with purpose. That concludes this reading of Growing Bold. I hope you enjoyed it. It's currently available for pre-order on Amazon.com and will be ready for shipping at the end of December 2016.